Karen's find out who the manager is and isn't happy. Okay. This is from a number of years ago, but it's something I'll always remember. I was a store manager for a video rental store. As management, we were encouraged to dress semi-business casual, but it was not mandatory. I personally prefer to wear the uniform that my employer had to wear, as I found it give me a better idea of how they were treated by customers. My great aunt, who was almost like another grandmother to me, had passed away, and her funeral was shortly after my opening shift. So I brought my dress clothes with me so I could change into them after work. It was a busy Saturday morning, so me and one of my employees were up on cash, and this Karen came up to my till and started berating me for us not having the movie she wanted. I mean, it just came out. It was a popular release. I get it. How can you not have another copy? Said Karen. I have to see this movie. I replied, ma'am, I'm sorry, but all the copies are rented out. It's brand new release, and we've been pretty busy. I can put a credit card on your account for the next time you are in and give you a call when a copies arrive. This was a company policy that we were allowed to do. Her response to my offer, no, I have to see the movie tonight. I promised my family that we could not watch it, and I'm going to look like a bad mom. Girl, you are a bad mom. Why you promise something like that? Do you want me to look like that in front of my family? Ma'am, like I said, we can call you when a copy comes in. There are copies due back later today, so it might be a couple hours and we will. She cut me off. Karen said, no, I'm not coming back in later. I want the copy of it now. That isn't something I can do. I'm sorry. I can see if another location has a copy and you can, again, cut off Karen. No. Why the heck would I go to another store when I'm here? At this point, my employees is looking at me as if I'm about to go off on her. Keep in mind, Karen still have no idea that I'm a manager. This is getting spicy. But I have them a hand gesture to not say anything. I let her know that the manager is actually in the back, but I will go and get them. So I go in the back and change into my clothes I bought for the funeral. I walk back out to the store, look her square in the face as if I hadn't seen her before, and say, hi, I'm blank, the manager. It's crazy. What can I do for you today? The look on her face, priceless. That's awesome. She's lost for word. I then inform her that she has no right to be so demanding, entitled, rude to employees, and that her business would no longer be welcome in the store. Why would you give employees such a hard time for something that you didn't plan for? Like, what do you guys think? Like, is he in the right? I mean, I would go off on her, you guys. Her respond, well, if I had known you were the manager, I would have been a lot nicer, but I thought you were just a worker. That is two-faced. If you treat somebody because of their status, that's just messed up. Like, I don't think that make you a good person. Yikes. TLDR. Be nice to customer service because you never know that the person you're going to speak to may be the boss, and being rude to them won't get you anywhere. This is so true. Doesn't make your food come quicker. It doesn't make them want to help you at all. Let me tell you, I've been customer service before, and I wish I could do this to the customers that comes in, but hey, you live and you learn. Ma'am, this isn't a restaurant. I used to work for a tiling store in the UK where we would get some of the most ridiculous customers. Now, whenever we would answer the phone, we would do it in a fairly common way. Good morning, afternoon. This is the company name and the store location. This is employee name speaking. How can I help you today? Basic stuff, right? One day, I receive a call and go through my normal blurbs. I am immediately met with the most snooty of the voice of an individual who clearly does not know how to speak a normal volume over the phone. Here's how it went down. All right, first off, she could just be old or not. You can tell when someone's snooty. The customer, yes, hello, I would like a table at 7:30 this evening for 2 people. Me, a big taken back. I'm sorry, ma'am, this is a tiling store. I think you may have confused the number. What were you looking for? As I may be able to help look up the correct number for you. Dang, he is nice. Customer, listen, I know what number I dialed, so 7:30 is fine. The name is blank. This did not come across as a question. Ooh, yikes. Me. I'm sorry, but this is company name. It actually has the word tile in it, by the way. Where were you looking for, customer? That's ridiculous. I know where you are located. We're coming in at 7:30 p.m. Then she hangs up. That's not even a communication. She might as well talk to an automated voice message system. I explained to my manager, and then he told me not to worry about it. I mean, that's what I would do too. The following morning, the phone rang again. A coworker answered. It then informed me it was for me. She passed over the phone, and I am immediately met with snooty voice again, but more of a screeching tone to it this time. Customer. Hello? You told me yesterday that 7:30 was fine. We came into your restaurant and no such table had been reserved, and I was humiliated. I was expect some form of compensation for this. At this point, I got a little agitated. Me. Madame, this is a tiling store, the company name. The only table I could whip up for you would be from the tiling supplies. This is not a restaurant. Once again, this lady made some comment underneath her breath that I could not make out clearly, then passed me over to what I assume is her husband. I guess I was expecting him to verbally tear me a new one. We'll call him Jeff. No offense to all the Jeff out there, but so Jeff. Hello? We were just wondering if there had been any problem with the booking at all. Me. Good morning, sir. I tried to explain this before, but this is actually company name. We're a tiling store. There was a short, maybe 3-second pause before I heard his reply. Jeff. Heavy sigh. Back to the Karen. You die a tiling store. Bloody woman. This young man said he tried to explain it, but you just wouldn't listen. You're always doing this. Sometimes you just need to learn to shut your trap and listen to what someone is trying to tell you. Things went quiet for a few seconds. Jeff then proceeded to apologize repeatedly. Good job, Jeff. Not all heroes wear a cape. To which I assure him it's not really a problem, and we went our separate ways. Not the most exciting ending. I can't help but laugh thinking how she was in the restaurant ranting away, causing a scene, but I feel so sorry for whoever got yelled at because she wouldn't listen to me. I also feel sorry for Jeff because he seemed like such a nice guy. Yeah, I feel like we all have that one friend, but thank you, Jeff, for mending this. But I just want to say that if you're calling a store, don't you want to confirm it's the correct store? And even the employee said it wasn't, where do you get the decency to do that? That's crazy to me. I want the plane to take off now. All right, this already seemed crazy. So this happened a few years ago. My wife and I were returning from a big Texas airport to a big Georgia airport. We were booked on the last flight of the day, leaving Texas around 6:30 p.m. and getting to Georgia around 10 p.m. local time, of course. It was a major airline. The desk clerk was very friendly as we showed up, greeting people and answering questions. Her desk had a plastic plaque on it, mounted on a shiny gold color metal base. Our goal is to get you there and on time, or some similar phrase. The desk clerk announced boarding would begin in 10 minutes. Then, almost immediately, the clerk corrected that the flight would be delayed while some necessary maintenance was done to the equipment. Airplane stuff. A woman, about 30, well-dressed but angry looking, dashed up to the desk. She will be AW, stand for Angry Woman. The desk clerk will be DC, desk clerk, Angry Woman. What do you mean delayed? How long delayed? I want to get to the final destination on time, desk clerk. I'm sorry, this work has to be done. Do you have a connecting flight? Angry Woman. No, stupid. I want to get home. Clear the flight for takeoff and let us on. Dang, she went to pilot school or something? How does she know that you can go? What if the airplane doesn't have gas? Whose fault is that? Desk clerk. I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't do that. It's not my decision. Let me see if I can put you on another flight. Angry Woman. I'm not paying extra. Desk clerk. No, you won't have to. She's typing on computer. All right, I can get you on a flight with a different airline. It departs in half an hour and gets you to Georgia at 11:30. Angry Woman. What? Desk clerk. There's a short layover in another city, but you don't have to change planes. Then, Angry Woman. Listen, idiot. I don't want a flight with a stopover. I want a non-stop flight. Clear this plane for takeoff. I can't. The next non-stop flights won't depart from here until tomorrow morning at 6. Girl, you better take that flight. Otherwise, you'll be here sleeping on the floor. An airport security man came over and told angry woman to sit down and be patient. Desk clerk offer the refund for angry woman's ticket. Angry woman refuses and sit next to us, complaining to everyone for an hour. Finally, desk clerk announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, the faulty fuel pump has been replaced and the flights will begin boarding now." Angry woman runs up to the desk and insists on being boarded first. Though she is not a high priority passenger, probably just to shut her up. She scanned the boarding pass, then angry woman pushes past her, grabbed the plastic sign and said, "What a beep joke," and threw the sign so it bounced off desk clerk's chest. Then angry woman ran into the plane. That's assault, I think. Desk clerk, red-faced and looking on the verge of tears, boarded everyone else. When it was our turn, I picked up the sign. It was light and probably didn't hurt the desk clerk at all, and put him back on the desk. "We appreciate your work," I told desk clerk. Angry woman had no right to do that. I also memorized her name from her name tag. As soon as we got home that night, I looked up the airline customer relation website. I wrote out an account of what happened and said, "Desk clerk was professional throughout. My wife and I appreciate her attempt to deal with this unruly, angry woman. And speaking personally, we also appreciate flying home on a plane with a working fuel pump." Days or two later, I got a thank you from customer service with a note saying that a commendation had been given to desk clerk. Just in case angry woman made a bogus complaint. We have never heard anything more. I feel like airline people really got it the worst. No one liked being on a plane for that long. It's never a good news. When people come to the front desk and ask about or demand something, it's just, first off, most of these stuff are out of their control. What do you guys think? What would you do? In this situation, would you step up and help up the desk clerk, or let that angry woman wild out? I honestly think the security should come grab her once she assaulted her after she has been helped. Not in this day and age. Crazy.